And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Infolet League number 2 playoffs, and welcome not just to the playoffs, to the grand finals as well. We just wrapped up the semis. Now we are here with the finale, with the best of 7 between Team Burzowi versus Team Armaty. Let us go. We just saw Burzowi make it through their previous best of 7, went all the way to the ace match. It was an intense best of 7, intense team league match. Can they do it again, or are they a little bit tuckered out, right? Have they spent their stamina in the semis, and now can they make it through another best of 7 here in those finals? We're here to find out. We're here to find out here as, of course, Armaty, because of their performance in the group stage, in the round-robin group stage, they were able to seed straight into the finals. So they've been patiently waiting for their opponents, and now they're ready and raring to go. Oh boy. And we have our lineup. We have our lineup, exclamation. Oh, I don't think there is quite a bracket command for it, but let's switch our scenes over and have a look at the lineups here for this best of 7. We have our teams, we have our 2v2s, and we have our players. Up first, we have RALF. RALF up against Feomatar in the first round. First map is going to be on Amphion, a current map of the map pool, so it looks like they had a very fun and very exciting theme for the semifinals when it came to all the train stations. Here, less so, unless there's something that I'm missing. You know, maybe there's another kind of theme that's going through all these maps, but for the time being, I'm finding a hard time finding that theme. Does seem to be a little bit less obvious. But we have RALF versus Feomatar in the first round, followed by Kacpeross, a Protoss player that we have casted many a time on the channel before, especially in our amateur events, going up against Aureil in a PvZ on Tropical Sacrifice, followed by Rodzyn versus Krystianer in a PvZ on Orbital Shipyard. We saw Krystianer pop up against Bappy earlier with that laser style of losing a bunch of drones and just outproducing his opponent anyway. Very a laser-esque, true. Did see someone make a reference to it earlier. Very reminiscent to a laser. Did pop off against Bappy. We'll see if we can do it again against Rodzyn. We have the 2v2 on Sludge City between Kosit, Rodzyn, and Flexy and Krystianer. Meanwhile, we have, unfortunately, a walkover. I would have loved to have seen Terraform, but Geralt looks like he was unavailable between the time of the semis and the finals, which is also why I imagine Geralt is not playing in the 2v2 this time. So there is a walkover win for Kosit. So already Armaty, they start with a 1-0 advantage, and Geralt will not be featured in the finals. It's very unfortunate. I would have loved to have seen Terraform once again. It's been a long time. Won't be there. Followed by Miszu versus Nanian in a TVP on Dynasty, another map in the current map pool, and we can potentially end it all with Creafy versus Snoxtar on Inferno pools. Cool. So that is our lineup. That is our best of 7. Unfortunately, we're going to be missing one of those games, but hopefully we can once again go the distance. The last series went all the way to the ace match. Can we get there again? I hope so. Personally, I do hope so. But we're going to be kicking things off with the first best of 1 between RALF and Feomatar. As a reminder, the first round is a 3.5k MMR and below matchup. Oh boy. We are jumping in. Alright, going to be jumping in. Impressive performance from Kosit. True. Let's go. When do you watch Travis Oliveira show match? Is that a show match happening on Soup? Are you referring to like a Soup show match? Yeah, I'm not too familiar what you're referencing, so I'm not too sure. But here we go. We're jumping into our best of 7. Spawning in the top right hand corner, top left hand corner of Amphion, we have our green Polish player, the green Zerg player representing his team, Team Armaty. It is RALF. It's a capital RALF to you. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Polish Terran player, the red Terran, representing Team MyFix, and also Team Burzowi. It is Feomatar. Let's go. Let's go. As again, we are going to be playing after the first best of 1 on a map that we are very familiar with. It is in the current map pool. Welcome one and all to Amphion. Amphion, known for having its own unique features as well. Short rest distance by air, very secure 2 and 3 base setup, especially if you mine through these mineral patches and expand on the left hand side. So we'll see how our Zerg player is able to handle and deal with this map. This is a very often vetoed map in the map pool. We rarely do see it, especially in this matchup. But now we're forcing our players onto it, and my eyes are going to be on RALF here to see how he does handle the situation. But now, Hatchcast Pool. Standard opener out of Ralph. Meanwhile, Fail back at home, just going for a racked expand. Standard opener as well. So far, so good. Now, the last time we casted a Fail, he was the player that went into Proxy Liberator, if you recall. It was a wild game. it was crazy, Pop. It was crazy. Oh my god. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that was Fail. I believe. Yeah. Did go for proxy range libs. He was able to pop off. But now we're settling into a very different matchup. Do we embrace mech again? Well, I say again. Do we embrace, a 1-1-1 into BC again, or do we do something very different instead? Yeah, it's still early on. But yeah, there are some show matches that are occurring tomorrow, but I'm unfamiliar with Oliveira versus Trap. With that specific show match. We're not involved though. Meanwhile, the first Reaper has arrived, gets across the map, does threaten the natural, but so far Ralphie is keeping up. Oh, drones are under fire. Not quite getting them though. The worker does survive. Ling's going to be zoning the Reaper back. One Ling goes down. And we'll see if Fail can get a second Ling. Not quite. As Reaper does back off, Queen arrives. Fail does retreat. Behind this, factory's finishing up, getting ready for the add-on swap. Third CC gets placed, so we have confirmation it's going to be 3 CC for Fail. It is going to be an economic build from our Terran player, not rushing to a fast starport into a fast fusion core. Actually, my apologies. If I recall correctly, the last time we saw him go BC, it was 3 CC, right? It was 3 CC BC, which is what was perplexing to us as to how delayed it was going to be. I might be mixing some matches together. Yeah, it's been a long day. It was a long best of 7, man. Aye. Meanwhile, there's the add-on swap. Tech Lab is on the way on the racks. There was a Terran player in the last series that did go BC into Bio off of a third TC. That may have been Fail instead. It's all melding together. The train trip. No. Not like this. Okay, it's going to be 3CC 2-1-1 instead. No add-on swap, no starport. So we do have a 2-1-1 setup. Very aggressive. I say very aggressive. A very assertive build. Basically, this is going to be a stim timing with medevacs. We're going to have 16 Marines, 2 medevacs, and quite a presence on the map. But until then, Ralph has time to drone. Ralph, he is free to drone up to saturate. He's throwing down his Evo chamber, throwing down his Baneling nest, should soon be taking into his lair as well. As Ralph is just setting up back at home and droning. But it looks like he's going to be going double upgrades before the lair. He's going to be rushing into faster 1-1. So just a more delayed lair build here from Ralph. Meanwhile, it's only 2 Hellions, right? Yeah, only 2 Hellions for Fail. So very limited aggression, very limited harassment here available for him early on. Still building up more Marines and working towards those medevacs. Third Rex on the way. Hellions, they go for the dive. Ooh, bold move. The Hellions are going to be thrown away. They're going to get some scouting information. They confirm the lack of lair. Yeah, the lair just now beginning at the 5-minute mark. Ooh, and actually, Ralph... Okay, there we go. He does now start 1-1. The upgrades are late. They are delayed, but at least they're on the way. As from here, Ralph is going to be joining. He's going to be embracing Ling Bane. Meanwhile, Fail back at home, just getting ready for his eventual move out. Again, medevacs are almost done, and once they do finish, he can move out across the map and he can threaten the bases. And we'll see if Ralph can minimize losses. On top of that, Ralph's droning has been a little bit lackluster. Just now saturating his third. It still has a ways to go. Safety Banelings on the way. There's a lot of Banelings. Here comes that double drop. Now, these are going to be slow Banelings. They should not connect with the army, but they can definitely threaten Fail and maybe force a pickup. Fail moves out. Does hit the natural. Rotating into the main, going for the queen. Yeah, the first queen doesn't go down. It does. Flush transfuse, but the queen still falls. Gonna be one queen kill. He wants the other. And he gets it. 2 queens go down. Gets a baneling. Gets 1. Gets 2. Yeah, you can see here the slow banelings. They just cannot crash in. They cannot connect. Not without links to support. 4 more drones. This is getting out of hand. This is already getting far too much damage. Spore goes down. The banelings. Ooh, one of them connects. Yeah, they graze the army, but all the banelings go down. Gas geyser as well. Oh, and this has just gotten far too much damage already. Again, RALF, he didn't have any links to support the banelings. Didn't have enough queens either. Does he have any queens? Okay, he has 5 queens. They're now rotating. They're now responding. Marines are finally cleaned up, but look at the trades here. Look at the efficiency. That was 12 Marines for what? For 2 queens, 19 lings, 7 banelings, and 4 drones. And a gas geyser, and a spore. That was just so much value. And now Feo pushing through the center. Oh, tank getting caught out. The tank is caught. Nice pickoff, actually. RALF does get a free tank. Trading with the Marines, just not enough Marines here to hold their own. As the reinforcements have arrived, they unload, they do hold their own in the end. And Feo can just keep pushing. From here, he can just keep pushing. Bailing speed just finished, but there are no bailings. There are 0 bailings to defend. Now, without any bailings, I mean, this Marine army can just stim in. He can stim, he can win. Okay, 7 bailings morphing in. They're morphing in here on the right-hand side, not towards the left. Bailing nest goes down. Those 7 bailings, that's all he has left. But he does have bailing speed. He gets 1, he gets 2, 3 queens. Oh, high energy queens as well. He gets 4 queens. Here come the bailings. They trickle in. Oof. They get targeted down. And not a single bailing connects, and there's nothing left. There's just nothing left. He gets 5 queens. All the bailings. Denies +2 carapace. And it looks like Feo, he has snowballed out of control. He denies +2 melee as well. And Lings on their own, they just can't really engage with this. Bailings are required, or just an overwhelming Ling count. And that just should not happen, not with these reinforcements, as another tank has arrived. They just had to unload. Yeah, a bit of a late unload, but it should be fine. Yeah, should be perfectly fine at this point. As the natural goes down. And RALF, he was droning, was getting a 4th base, getting it fully saturated. Yeah, just thinking a little bit too far ahead here. And just was not ready for the initial 2-1-1. It was the first double drop that had already overwhelmed him, and the momentum just kept going from there. Denies the bailing for a second time, the bailing nest. No bailings. And now Feo, he's just going for the kill, going for the main. Boys being pulled away. RALF, he's huffing a bit of copium here. I can take him. I can hold. It's fine. Aristry was the caster. There you go. Este Aristry. He was casting in Polish. GG, and Feo will take game number 1. GG. Does take the first game, and again, just executing his build quite nicely. Nothing too special. It was 3 CC 2-on-1, and as a reminder, when it came to the 2-on-1, unfortunately, there just wasn't enough Lings to defend. It was purely Bailing Queen. The Queens got targeted first, then the Bailings. They just didn't get good enough connections, and RALF was overwhelmed. RALF just having the bare minimum to hold, and wasn't quite able to in the end. Was a little bit too greedy, drone up too hard, and was punished for it. Was punished. GG, well played with that. Ooh, that does, I believe, tie up the series. Remember, Kosit got a walkover win over Geralt. Now Feo takes his win, so we are tied up 1-1. And now we can jump into game number 2. Is going to be a PvZ between Kacpeross and Aureil, and it is going to be on Tropical Sacrifice. It has been a while since Tropical Sacrifice. I want to say this is a more modern map. I want to say, ooh, 2019. It's either 2018, 2019. It's gonna be one of the two. I feel like this is a little bit into Legacy. Let's find out. Hold on. Well, I have to settle on a year. It's hard. I'm gonna say 2018. I'll say 2018. Lock it in. God damn it! Wait, what? This was My apologies. This was, sorry, much sooner. This is 2022. My apologies. Actually, all these maps might be a little bit more modern. I've like scrubbed this map from my memory. Okay, yeah. No, this is like casting CranKy Ducklings. Oh my god. No, yeah. Okay, it's coming back to me now. I remember casting a lot of late game ZVP on this map specifically. Yeah. Especially towards the south. A lot of engagements there. Okay. Okay. We're back. I wonder, wait, let me just double check. Are all these more modern? For the most part. I don't recall when Inferno Pools was. Well, let's go. Let's jump in. Jump into our ZVP. Let's go. Let us go. Only 4 years off. Jesus, I can't believe it's been that long, papi. But here we go. We're tied up 1-1, and we're getting into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice, we have the Polish Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Team Void, but also representing his team, Armaty. It is Kacpeross. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Polish Zerg player, the orange Zerg, representing Team Burzowi. It is Aureil. But I've seen many a late game on this map, specifically referring to defending and protecting this, and a lot of engagements surrounding this southern location. When it comes to knocking down these rocks, pushing into this space, trying to contest this expansion as well. I recall a lot of late game on Tropical Sacrifice. Now the reason, oh my god, what's up, a bit of a pause. But the reason why there was a little late game on this map is because of how defendable this is. What I'm referring to is that we have ramps and choke points leading into this triangular third. Likewise, a very narrow choke point here in between the bases. Likewise, here also a high ground and ramps, and also a choke point that you can defend on your 3 and 4 base setup. Really, a lot of big point of contention was taking the 5th base, and this is where a lot of fights would occur, down here towards the south, trying to outmaneuver the army, coming in from behind, coming in from the right, and engaging in these southern areas. We're back. Did I veto this map? Ooh. I think I did. Did I? I can't. God. I've wiped this map pool from my memory. Oh no. Let's go. I remember a lot of rotations here as well. Jesus. For now, we're settling in. Is going to be a hatch gas full unnatural natural here out of Aureil, going for a much later expansion in the center. Much later expand. Kacpeross is just going to be settling in, so I'm just catching up. As we have our take-up choice, Kacpeross going for a Stargate opener. Again, going for the initial Stargate into Oracle. I mean, standard play so far here out of Kacpeross, likewise out of Aureil. For those that are curious, this is the second match of the best of 7, and this is 4.4k MMR and below. So Masters players. We have our Masters players facing up. Double adept across the map. Lings, they hit the natural. Trying to poke their way in. Getting a probe. One probe goes down. Adepts, they do commit across the map. They get a drone already. And they do catch a transferring worker. They're going to get up a second drone as well. So 2 drone kills, 2 Lings, already good value for 2 Adepts. Back at home, the pylon does finish. Kacpeross does fully wall off. And the Adepts are still getting value. They get another 2 Lings, 4 Lings in total. They shade into the natural, into the mineral line. They get another drone. Ay, ay, ay. 3 drone kills. Finally, 1 Adept goes down. The other does Shade back in. Oh my god. Shades into the mineral line. Forcing out more Lings. Getting another Ling as well. And another. And as the dust settles, it was how many? It was 7 Lings, 3 drones for 2 Adepts. That was a worthwhile trade for Kacpeross. And now we can follow up with Oracles. Oracles have arrived. Spores are on the way. Nice timing with the spores for Aureil. Does morph them in. Does lose any extra workers. Revelation at the natural. And we're going into a Twilight Council before the 3rd. Now, if we were casting a pro player, I would assume, and I would double down and be like Glaive Adepts, right? Glaive Adepts should be on the way here. There's no other reason to go for a Twilight Council before an expansion, and no Forge either. But we'll see what Kacpeross does embrace. Does he go for Glaives? Does he go for something different? It should be committed, should be aggressive, as he is supplied one. 3rd base out being taken. And what is it going to be? The other option would be potentially Blink into a Gateway Explosion into a 3-base all-in. The reason why I say all-in is because no Forge. Yep, there it is. Blink is on the way, Gateway's as well. And I imagine we're going to be skipping the Forge and skipping out on gases as well. But we'll see. Again, I would assume that this is for an all-in, but we'll keep an eye on Kacpeross. As he's saturating that 3rd. So far back at home, Aureil still just droning up. Taking into a lair. If Aureil, it looks like he's skipping his Roach Warren. If he does commit to Ling Hydra, then he could be exposed, could be vulnerable to something like an 8-8. As Oracles, they do get a Revelation off in the main. I believe they saw the timing of the lair. Yep, they did. They have a Revelation here as well. And show us attack. It should be the Hydra Den, but it could also be... Oh, my apologies. I missed the Roach one. It's here at the 3rd, actually. Okay. It's over here at the 3rd base instead. Meanwhile, Kacpeross is not going for an all-in. He's throwing down a Temple Archives. That tells us that he's going to be taking up a little bit further. I mean, I'm getting mixed signals. I'll be honest. Like, the tech here is throwing me off just because, again, there's no Forge. There's going to be no upgrades whatsoever here for the Protoss. He is taking gases. So he's taking up. Meanwhile, Aureil, he has droned up to just under 3-base saturation. He's got 56 drones. He is not taking gases here on his own 3rd. And this is a big commitment here. That's a lot of Roaches on the way. And Aureil, he might just not stop. Yeah, he's not. He's not stopping. We have more Roaches in production. Aureil, he might just go for a 2.5-base all-in. Queen gets caught out. Yeah, Aureil, he's working more with purpose here. Yeah. No gases, no Eva Chamber, no upgrades, just purely Roach Ravager. Oracles, they should confirm this. They see the lack of drones and the lack of gases. Now we get a Forge on the way into Robo for Aureil. But again, this build from our Protoss players... Oh, sorry, from Kacpeross. This build from the Protoss player was a little bit inefficient, is what I will say. It is inefficient. And I'm concerned about his ability to defend against the all-in. We'll see if he can pull it off. I mean, catching out a couple of Roaches already. Nice pickoffs. Aureil does overextend. Reinforcements have arrived. And again, it's all or nothing for the Zerg. Either he ends the game or he dies trying. The Lings are lagging a little bit too far behind. A lot of Ravagers going down. The Stalkers are trading well. Initially, they do trade well. That is a lot of Stalkers. Aureil pushing up the ramp towards the natural. Allows they break down the front door. But the Ravagers are exposed. These are some brutal losses here for the Zerg. And Kacpeross, he's holding. He is holding. He does focus on the Ravagers. He holds the high ground. Aureil's being forced back. Ooh, and now he's taking. And now the Zerg player is falling behind. Remember, no Evo Chambers, no upgrades, no gases, no 4th base, no drones, no economy. Kacpeross, he's up in probes. And Aureil is trying to take up into Hydra. He's still not droning, actually. Oh my god, the Stalkers! And they left idle. Nice catch from the Zerg. Does pick off a good amount of Stalkers. Still making more Roaches. Does move out. Again, expensive losses here for Kacpeross. Warping additional Stalkers. Now we have some Archons on the way. Or Storm. I mean, Storm has been researched. Fourth base has been thrown down. Second robo for double robo production. And it looks like Kacpeross, I mean, he's not going to be moving out. It looks like he's just chilling back at home, trying to build up High Templar, Immortals, fortify his fourth. He is giving Aureil the opportunity to macro, but he's not. Aureil, he has still not really made any workers. He's taking gases, but still hasn't droned. God, Force Field is brutal. The Stalkers, they just dive in. The High Templar looking to be exposed. They do pull away. Yeah, Ravagers are going down. Kacpeross, oh, he shuts down this army. Throws down the Storm. The Roaches, they want the High Templar though. They get one. They get one, they get two. They get three. Then they get four. Massive pickoffs. Yeah, they catch all four High Templar. Very nicely done. Aureil may have lost his army, but at least he resets the High Templar count. But he's still so far behind in the economy. He's still only got 54 drones. Now, finally, he's droning up. And even though Kacpeross, he took some brutal losses there, he can afford those losses. He can warp in High Templar once again. Get another wave going. Speaking of, there they are. 3 more High Templar. Additional gateways on the way. Immortal production. And Kacpeross, he's looking to snowball out of control with this. He has +1, which is more than I can say for Aureil. So he's on 0-0. Gonna try and go for a Hydra counterattack or even catch out the Oracles. Speaking of, he does find them. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. Very nice movement. Catching all 3 Oracles. Very nicely done. Behind this, Kacpeross, building up his death bull of an army. Denying the creep. See, it's being active. Clearing up more of these tumors. Still setting up his own concave. Trying to engage ahead of time. He has no lurker then. He has no lurkers ready. It's just pure Hydra and Storms. They're going to be so brutal. First Storm does graze the army. But there's more Storms behind this. There's at least 3 more Storms. Oh, at least 2 more. 2 more Storms left. Zealous, they hit the northern expansion. Mineral line goes down. I mean, there was barely any workers to begin with. Well, the Storm doesn't quite connect. Zones away. There's 1 Storm left. But the Hydras are so vulnerable. Again, Aureil barely has an army. Kacpeross pushing forward. Another zoning Storm. Now he has to wait to just gather up more energy. Yeah, not the best use of those Storms. Hydras, they can push in. Aureil coming in from a surround. Oh my god. Comes in from behind. Takes down the High Templar. Picks off one of the Immortals. Kacpeross overextending. And again, he did waste 2 of those Storms. So a very nice engage here from the Zerg, but at the same time, a massive Zealot warping into the main. Dragging back the army, getting a queen, getting to the mineral line. The Roaches do respond in time, though. Aureil will defend. And there's another expansion on the way. Aureil survives. Impressive. Not gonna lie, impressive. He survives, he holds. He has no creep, he has no presence on the map, he has no upgrades, but here comes the Lurker Den. Hive is done, Lurkers are now on the horizon. The Lurker Den is late, I will say that, but at least it's on the way. Meanwhile, Kacpeross just pulling back, getting into Colossus production, more Archons, Dark Shrine on the way. So there's Dark Templar. And how many High Templar does he have? 7. Oh my god, 7 High Templar! Each with soon 1 Storm. Or 1 Storm each. Kacpeross, he does move out. Now, unfortunately, does he have a Warp Prism? Oh, he does. It's harassing, of course. It's not with the main army. It's not able to reinforce. Massive Storm connects. With the Hydras. Warp Prism into the main. Zealot on the right hand side. Kacpeross setting up a tri-pronged attack. And Aureil, he's mainly got the Hydras right now to defend. And army pushes in. unless they catch a queen. Nice defense here in the main, but here come the storms! And a single Colossus. Another storm zones. Roaches are coming in from the north. Aureil setting up a concave. Oh, there's still so many storms left over. Oh my god, another storm. And the Zealots are wreaking havoc. 23 drones going down. Aureil is getting pulled apart. He may be able to dance with the main army, but the fringe bases are falling left and right. The hatchery goes down. He's after 3 bases. Less than 3 base economy. 41 drones. That's all he has left. And even though Aureil, he has lurkers, and he just can't morph them in. He just can't morph it in lurkers. Doesn't really have the economy for it. And if he did try, I mean, Kacpeross, he can just push forward. Speaking of, here come the lurkers. And here comes the main army. Here comes Kacpeross. He doesn't see the lurkers though. They may finish. Looks like they will be able to finish up. Storms don't quite connect. Lurkers, they have arrived. And can Aureil hold on? Can he hold? Oh god. Oh no, not like this. Storms in the mineral lines. Brutal storms. Not on the Hydras though, but another base goes down. Another expansion falls. Say that Aureil, he's holding on. Jesus, up to 4 Colossus. There's so many. The lasers. 5. He's got 5 Colossus. Zealots, they get a kill in the main. Main base goes down. No detection with the main army. But the third base goes down as well. Colossus pull away. And Aureil, he's down to 1 expansion. 1 hatchery left. Dark Templar trying to get the hell out of here. Gonna be locked down. They take down the lurker. And GG gets called. Kacpeross, he takes the lead for his team. Takes down Aureil. GG. It's a wild game. GG, well played. Kacpeross, he will take the game, will take a lead. And with that, Armaty are 1 step closer here to victory. As a reminder, it's the best of 7, so still many more matches to come. Again, it was just a very chaotic game in general. We saw, again, it was just a really middle-of-the-road build from Kacpeross. If you recall, he was behind in upgrades. He just had a really weird start, but at the same time, his opponent was going for an all-in, and because of the opener of Kacpeross, he had extra stalkers. He had extra stalkers to work with. He wasn't being active with them, but he was, set up with them back at home. He shut down the all-in. He was able to gain momentum from there. And Aureil, he was just never set up for a longer game. He was never able to drone up his 3rd, never able to drone up his 4th. He was never able to get into his upgrades either. After the failed all-in, he was 1 step behind, and he was really just relying on his opponent to make some mistakes and overextend with the army, which did happen a couple of times, but the Zealot run-bys and counterattacks and DT counterattacks as well did keep him in the game. With that, GG. GG, well played. We're getting ready for game number 3. It is going to be a PvZ between Rodzyn and Krystianer. Let's go. It's going to be on Orbital Shipyard. Here we go. Ooh, and this was actually used in the... it was used in the final season of Heart of the Swarm. Okay. It's been a while. Has been a while. Once again, we have a poker base this morning in the top right-hand corner of Orbital Shipyard. We have the... Just setting up. We have the Protoss player, the Polish Protoss, representing the Platinum Esports, but also representing his team, Armaty. It is Rodzyn. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the... Dobra. I think he's saying good map. Is he saying this is a good map? No. Not too sure. As we have the red Zerg player. I mean, typically he's Protoss, but he is now off racing a Zerg, representing Offside Esports for Team Burzowi. It is Krystianer. Burzowi? Here we go. Again, welcome one and all to Orbital Shipyard. Again, we do have a pocket base here going to be available. 3rd base as well. Jesus, the defensive setup on 3 bases is crazy. Just so many levels of elevation. So we have a free pocket expansion, but also this 3rd base has a ramp leading into it as well. You could argue that maybe it's vulnerable to like tank positions here on the right hand side, or to Blink Stalker aggression in some way, but I mean the main is looking that much more secure. Yeah, the 3-way setup is Very, very nice. Now, there is only one option for the fourth, which is here on the right. You have to knock down these rocks and expand on the right-hand side. There are some choke points here to allow for a more defendable fourth, and then you can expand towards the right-hand side of the map. We have these center goal bases as well. We have rocks in the center that we can knock down. No Zelnaga, bear that in mind. But trying to maintain these center bases are so difficult. It is so wide open here in the center of the map. Likewise, you also have the high ground next to the mineral line as well. So taking these center bases, it shouldn't really happen. I think I have seen the goal base taken like in a rush scenario, like a Zerg player like going for the center gold and then going for an all-in, but it's been a long time. Has been a very, very long time. Again, this map was in the ladder map pool back in 2015. Again, the final year of Heart of the Swarm. So Cristiano, who gives me maps like this again? For those that are curious, in the previous series, Cristiano, he was complaining that he was forced to play on maps that had secure 3 bases, which means the Protoss, I mean, with that feature, has the advantage. It's what Cristiano did say to Pappy in their last match. Let's go ahead. Do you see where the fourth is? I mean, I still think the fourth base is, especially because of how defendable you are on 3 bases, the fourth base doesn't look too exposed, but we'll see, we'll see. I guess it is. There is a wide arc to make use of. But for now, we're settling in. As we have Cristiano going for his third. Again, Hatchcat spool into a third. Likewise, Rodzyn going for his Stargate into his Oracle. So, standard opener here out of Rodzyn. Rodzyn, of course, playing his main race. I still don't know kind of the skill level of Cristiano's Zerg. Like, we saw him take down Pappy earlier, but Pappy did overextend. Pappy did make some mistakes in that series, in that game. So, we'll see where this takes us. The third is now being taken. We have an early Roach Warren. Very early Roach Warren by Cristiano at the 340 mark. Oh my god, sub 4 minute Roach Warren. This should be for an all-in. There's no reason to get one this early on. Oracle's moving out, especially against a Stargate based opener. And I mean, the entry point to the third is very wide open, so I think I am fond of the idea of going for an all-in earlier on. Cristiano, he does confirm the third. And we'll see if he can break it. We'll see if he can break the third base. As the Oracle gets into the mineral line. Getting 2, getting 3 drone kills already. Getting 4. Oh my god, 4, 5 drones. Oh, that's a lot of worker kills already. 5 workers going down. No Spore in position. There was a Spore in the main. Now Spore's on the way at the natural. Roach Warren is done. And Cristiano, he's droning. He's not making roaches. I assumed because this was a sub 4 minute Roach Warren that Cristiano was going for an all-in, but all these workers tell us that he is not, which means this Roach Warren was a little bit wasteful. It was wasteful here. Doesn't achieve much. Ahead, more drones are falling. That's going to be 4, 5 drones. Another 5, 10 in total. 10 workers go down. Lair is on the way. Oh my god, Cristiano, he's going for the fourth on the left-hand side. He's crazy. It is so far away. Okay, sure, why not? I mean, assuming that Cristiano has map control, he should be able to get away with this. That's a big assumption, though. As Cristiano, he's still droning, still saturating. Going for the laser style of defense by losing a bunch of workers and just replacing them all. Still attempting to overwhelm. I mean, this time he makes spores, though. Laser often skips them. True. Does often skip them. Oracles, they check the third. They rotate over towards left-hand side. They don't quite check the fourth location. I mean, they checked on the right, but they didn't check towards the left. I mean, why would you? He will. He does get eyes on the expansion. And I see gateways on the way. How many gates? 4 gates in production. 4 gates already done. It's an all-in. Yeah, it's going to be a 3-base all-in here. Mass Blink Stalker. Proxy gate setting up. There we go. 9th gateway on the way. And Cristianer's in trouble. Cristianer, he's rushing into Aspire into Mutatech. Mutas, they will not help in this defense. He needs roaches. He needs lings, roaches, and ravagers as quickly as possible. He has lings, yes, that is true. But no roaches. No roaches to work with. Rodzyn, he will at least get the base. I mean, this base is going to die, but I mean, that's fine. Cristianer, it's all about holding the third. We'll see if he can. Lings are coming from behind. They're going for the gateway. Probe goes down. Oracles are in position. Rodzyn, he kills the fourth, but Rodzyn needs more than this. He needs to keep going. Does need to keep pushing. There we go, warping in so many Stalkers at once. 8 Stalkers at a time. Soon to be 9 with that 9th gateway. Backup pylon. Cristiano is still getting ready for a counterattack. And Rodzyn is pushing in. Cristiano is still making mutas. He's crazy. Mutas are on the way, and again, they're not going to help. Or at least they shouldn't. Stalkers, they blink back so far. I mean, a very nice engagement here by Rodzyn. He dives on the Queens. Queens are going down. Lings, they come in from behind. Well, the Oracles, they can support. But they don't even need to. Stalkers, they blink further in. They hunt down the Queens. The Oracles, they could have been used earlier, to be honest. There we go. As they bust into the base. They shut down the Lings. The Mutas are going down one after the other. The boys are being pulled. GG gets called, and Rodzyn snowballs out of control. Rodzyn takes a further lead for his team. GG. GG, well played. That was a 3-base all-in out of Rodzyn. This is kind of what I assumed that Kacpeross was going to do earlier on Tropical Sacrifice. That's why we saw the early Twilight Council without the Forge. In the end, it led into him just playing very safely and very turtly initially, just teching up into Storm. But this was more decisive from Rodzyn. He saw how greedy Cristianer was being, and then he punished it. He punished that greed. Again, Cristianer, he cut Roach production, he cut Hydra production, all for Ling Muta. And Mutas, they do not help defensively, not against an all-in like that. GG, well played. And with that, Team Armaty need una más. They need one more win here to take the series and to be the Infolet League #2 champions. Oh boy, they need one more. Meanwhile, the pressure is now going to be on the 2v2 team of Cristianer and Flexy. It's going to be Cristianer and Flexy up against Rodzyn and Kosit. Let's go. Is it a waste of a Roach Warren or a trick Roach Warren? It's a waste. Ah, smooch. Not like this. The laser style of defense is losing a bunch of drones. Yep, I mean, I think even a laser would admit to that. 100%. And here we go. We are getting into our next game. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Sludge City, we have the duo. We have the duo between the Zerg and the Protoss. We have the Polish Protoss player in Flexy, the Polish Zerg player in Cristianer for Team Burzowi. Press the wrong button. And in the bottom right-hand corner, we have their opponents. We have the Protoss duo of Kosit and Rodzyn. Together, they represent Armaty. I pressed the wrong. God damn it. It's fine. But welcome one and all to Sludge City. Now, Sludge City is very unique. Gold bases. You have gold bases as your naturals, so you have a boosted economy early on. Likewise, one player can take a very secure third base as well. The players do not share bases, but they kind of do. And but we have a cannon rush. Flexy is going for the cannon rush. Forge has been placed. Likewise, we do see Cristiano going hatch first. Okay, hatch first, which means Cristiano will not be supporting the cannon rush. The pylons have been thrown down, and the cannon rush has begun. Flexy is targeting Rodzyn. Kosit does pull a couple of boys to help. A couple of probes have arrived. There is a second worker here for Flexy. It's being chased down by Kosit. The cannon's on the way. Gateway is all. Can Flexy 1v2? Can he pull off this cannon rush? This pylon is about to go down. And pylon forces a backup pylon. So far, Flexy, he is secure. The cannon's going to finish. The cannon will finish. This pylon is safe and sound. Zealot has arrived. But is it going to be enough? Will it be enough? Here as the... Yeah, here comes that cannon. Zealot's under fire. We do have a second Zealot coming in from Kosit, true. Oh, first Zealot goes down though. First Zealot does fall. Probes are falling. There's that worker to help support, to help buffer. And this Zealot's gonna fall as well. Here we go. Third Zealot's coming in. Behind this, Flexy will have to expand. Yep, he's going for the gold. Meanwhile, Krystianer, he's just chilling back at home, just droning up. And the cannon will fall. Now, what did the cannon get? The cannon got 2 Zealots and 6 probes. Gee, 6 workers. That's a big blow to the economy. Zealot arrives. Yeah, the proxy Zealot does arrive. Gets into the middle line as well. Rodzyn, he's struggling here. Nice probe micro, does pull away. Oh, that's still going to be another probe falling. Barely not another. Gateway Z powered. Rodzyn holds. Rodzyn does hold, but he's on one base. He never expanded, never took his natural. Kosit will have a boosted economy with the gold, but Rodzyn is behind. Basically, Rodzyn has been crippled. In this 2v2, Rodzyn has been crippled. Flexy, you could argue, also still has a ways to go as well. Flexy does have a higher probe count, but he doesn't really have much tech to work with. So the game is going to slow down. It's going to be on Kosit and Krystianer to really gain momentum. And Krystianer is just droning. He's been droning the entire time. 0 lings for the Zerg. He's taking a 4th. He's so greedy. I mean, there are these center goal bases as well. True. And Krystianer, he's purely droning and making queens. The greed is insane. And there's the 4th hatchery on the way when Rodzyn doesn't even have a natural. So Krystianer's getting his 4th. Meanwhile, Kosit is just now saturating his 2nd, his natural. Rodzyn's still on 1 base. And it looks like, I mean, the plan has worked with Flexy initially crippling 1 player and delaying both players. Meanwhile, Krystianer just being so greedy. Stargates all the way for Flexy. Twilight Council for Kosit. Now, with this Twilight Council opener, it means that Kosit could commit to something like an all-in. So far, it's only 3 gateways, but he could throw down like a 4th gateway, and we could see like Rodzyn feed Kosit and throw down extra gateways or something like that. We'll see. As there's the 4th gate. There you go. Is Krystianer and Flexy, are they Christy? Are they I saw in the chat. Team names. Are they Christy or are they Flexianer? Ah. They're so Flexianer. What does that mean? Yeah, Rodzyn and Kosit. Cousin! Yo, they're cousins! Let's go! I love that. Ah. They're all cousins now. They're family. Beautiful. As Rodzyn's taking his natural finally, going for the gold. Kosit taking his 3rd. And you can see that Kosit, he's taking a 3rd base, he's expanding, he has not thrown down extra gateways, he will have fast blink, that is true, and Kosit can be active with that, but because of how greedy Krystianer has been, he's finally about to make use of that greed and put it to good use. Double upgrades, he's rushing into Hydras, rushing into Lurkers. This does look like a Lurker rush here out of Krystianer, and he has nothing, he has no army. I'm afraid to look at the units tab. Krystianer, he has 3 lings. He has 3 lings and 77 drones. Crazy. He has an insane economy. And if Kosit were to move out, he could get some damage done. But he's staying at home. Kosit, he's staying at home. Hallucination's moving out for a scout. And finally, he's going to realize how greedy Krystianer has been. And he's missing his window. Because the problem is that Krystianer, he has droned up. He's now droning up to 80. He's droned up to 80. And he's done droning. Now he's done droning. Now he's making an army. He's going mass Hydra. We do see Flexy is embracing an interesting composition. He's going Phoenix, Void Ray, Immortal. A bit of everything. Very high-tech army here. Meanwhile, Kosit now embracing more of a gateway composition, staying back at home. Rodzyn is still licking his wounds. He's still recovering. Like, Rodzyn has still not been able to like fully saturate. He's still limping along. And here comes double Lurker 10. I mean, he can afford it. 2 Lurker Dens for double upgrades at a time. Nidus as well. And Krystianer, he will soon max. He will soon max out. And look at the supplies right now. 58 for Rodzyn, 83 for Kosit. He's taking into a bay. We see that Flex is embracing Sky Toss. So he will soon have a comparable army here to Krystianer. I mean, he's building up himself. There's the Mass Hydra. He's gonna have to pull out the strat he used to get a win over Geralt. True. True, papi, true. Oh no. He needs to call up his boy, call up his cousins. And pull the plug on Krystianer's internet. Get the walkover. Let's go. Stalker army's moving out. There's a lot of Stalkers, but I mean, that's what the Lurkers are going to be for. And Nidus Storm into the goal-based mineral line. We'll see, can Flexy survive on his own? Can he hold? He's got 3 immortals. Oh, they're going to be targeted down. Flexy's being overwhelmed. Meanwhile, the Nidus Storm does finish. Kosit, he doesn't respond in time, and here come the Hydras. Hydras do pop out. Flexy is in a bit of trouble, but he's still actually trading quite nicely here with Mass Immortal. He trades against the Stalkers. Hydras, they're going for the kill. Krystianer, he's like, you got it, right? Flexy, like, yeah, I got it. I mean, he does. He defends. Flexy. He 1v2s. Yeah, Flexy, he 1v2s. He holds on to the expansion. He doesn't lose the base. Doesn't lose any workers. And Krystianer, he's handling everything else. Again, all Krystianer needed was for Flexy to hold, and he did. And now he can clean up. GG gets called. Rodzyn, he taps out. He has nothing left. And Kosit, he's racing back home. GG, Krystianer and Flexy. Christy of Flexianer, they do take the 2v2. GG. GG, well played. The comeback has begun. They put up another point on the board. Now, Team Armaty still have a lead. They still have a lead. They still need only one more game to win it all. Meanwhile, Burzowi, they still have to fight back to force the ace match. Who's up next? Miszu versus Nanian. It's going to be on Dynasty, which is, of course, a current map, a more modern map in the current map pool, in a TVP. Let's go. We're getting into our Terran versus Protoss. Dynasty, one of the more unorthodox maps in the map pool, very often vetoed, and we'll see how these two compare. Miszu does often play mech. We have casted Miszu in the past. Does often mech it up, but against Protoss, I'm less certain that he's gonna play that style. We'll see. We shall see. A spawning in the top right-hand corner of Dynasty. We have our Polish Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Armaty. It is Miszu. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the yellow Protoss player, also from Poland, representing his team Burzowi. It is Nanian. 2v2 love, 2v2 StarCraft. That was only one match. So this is a, for those that are maybe tuning in a little bit later, this is a best of 7 team league. It is a team league match, best of 7, and one of those matches was a 2v2. We just wrapped it up. Just wrapped up the 2v2 match, and now we're back to the 1v1s. Here we go. We are going to be spawning into Dynasty. Of course, there is that pocket gold base that is available to you. Now, in this matchup, it is unsafe to expand and take that gold. The reasoning for that, of course, is that it can be abused. It can be punished by range-based units like Stalkers, Adepts, Reapers, Marines, and Cyclones, Hellions. All things range can abuse it. So we should just be going for natural expansions. But I'll be honest, we rarely get to cast TVPs on Dynasty. At the pro level, it is just often vetoed. It's always vetoed. So it is a very rare sight. Best of 7. My apologies. best of 17 would be crazy. Great, that's insane. We have best of 7. This is the grand finals of the Infolet League. The Infolet League is a Polish-only team league that was taking place over the past month. Just a very fun, kind of, not too serious of a team league, but a little bit more fun. That's why we have 2v2s. That's why we were able to embrace some of these other unorthodox maps, older maps from the history of StarCraft. But we are here in the finals. As we do see Miszu going for a double gas opener. Double gas leading to a faster factory, a delayed CC from the Terran. Oh my, and he's going for the gold. Okay. And he's headed for that gold base. Bold move by Miszu. Yeah, the gold is on the way, on location. Nanian going for the standard natural. And now that means the pressure is going to be on the Protoss to punish the gold of the Terran. We'll see if he can. We'll see if he can punish. It's going to be a Robo Opener. We've spoken about the Robo Opener in the past, but this is a very safe way to play TVP. It allows you to get into an early Immortal, into an early Colossus with the fast Robotics Bay, which is a very defensive setup. You can be assertive with this if you go for a faster War Prism. True, you can go for a War Prism and go for a Depth Harass across the map. We'll see what the first unit is going to be from the Robo. What does Nanian go for? As Miszu is getting into his 1-1-1. Cyclone is on the way. Getting into his tech labs, getting into tank production. Potentially tank Banshee or tank Raven. We have confirmation it is going to be Banshee play. So a very aggressive setup here by Miszu. Tank Banshee has been quite trendy over the past couple of months in TVP amongst, you know, the pro players. And this can hit like a truck. Depending on how it's used. You can use this to kind of... So you can use the Banshees to support your tank push and move out across the map. Or you can harass instead. You can harass mineral lines and try and distract the Protoss army. Pull apart their attention and then move in with your tank wall in. Immortal production has begun. Reapers are being hunted down. Now again, Nanian has no map control because there's no Stargate or Twilight Council. Without Blink or without Phoenixes, Nanian is stuck at home. He's stuck at home, turtling up, building up these robo-based units. And we'll see what Miszu goes for. As the first Banshee's moving out, and Miszu is going to be harassing. Will harass across the map. Making his way towards the main. Likewise, Reaper poking in at the natural. Now, as an observer there are two observers, one across the map, does confirm the Banshee production. Second observer is back at home, and you can see Nanian is in position to defend his natural. Not quite in position to... Oh, no, never mind. In position to defend his main as well. So a very good read here from the Protoss with that observer scout. Scanning the main does shut down the initial observer. First observer goes down. Banshee has yet to pull the trigger. And there's the fast bay into fast Colossus. So Nanian's working towards Colossus production. Gold base is now being taken. Miszu does have the boosted economy because of his much faster gold. So far, completely uncontested. No depth harass, no harass whatsoever. Miszu looking good. And you can see he's setting up both Banshees. One towards the natural, one towards the third. Nanian is ready though. Miszu backs off. Does back up. The Banshee towards that third base is revealed. Going for the shield battery. Nanian does respond, and the shield battery does go down. And potentially a probe. Oh, not quite. So far, these Banshees haven't really paid for themselves. They haven't gotten anything. They've gotten a shield battery, sure, but that's it. At least they're still alive, so they can still pick off some more units. You can see them join forces. They can now one-shot workers. And they're going in. They're going for the gold. Observer is in position. They got one probe so far, they get two. Two probes go down. Oh, not much more than that. Nanian defending well. More Colossus are building up. Twilight Council on the way. That should be for charge or blink or both. And here comes the move out. Here comes the push. The observer does see everything. Nanian is aware. He's moving out. Ideally, he wants to slow down this push before it gets across the map. Can he, though? Oh, the Observer, no! The Observer gets caught. He's going to be chased down. Mishu does siege up on the high ground. Nanian, he doesn't chase. Not yet. He has to rotate over. Has the high ground. More reinforcements on the way. Mishu does have the army supply lead. And Stim is just now finishing. He's pushing in. And I'm not sure Nanian has enough here. Again, that's 3 tanks. Nice force fields. Gets the Raven. Raven gets thrown away. Banshee's pushing forward. Where's the detection? Where's the Observer? Do we have one? The Observer shit was left inside. No Observer with the main army. And Mishu is pushing in. He collapses on the army. Gets the Immortal. Going for the Colossus. And the Colossus are exposed. They're going to be going down. Massive pickoffs. He gets one. And can he get the other? And it looks like he can. Looks like he will. Colossus does fall. Oof. Massive pickoff. And now Nanian, he doesn't have much left. Doesn't have much left over. He was caught out. Tanks now within range of the shield battery, of the mineral line. Go base is forfeit. Nanian is working towards charge. It's going to finish up in a couple of seconds. Warping in an army. And is going to try to come in from behind. Going to try to collapse on these tanks. But Nanian, he lost so much already here. Losing 2 Colossus and an Immortal. It's brutal. And it's difficult to recover from that. Mishu kills the gold. He still has his own, of course. Ooh, nice counterattack, though. Nanian, he denies mining at the gold. Mishu turns everything back around, actually. Turn everything around. Chasing down the Stalkers. Nanian rebuilding his 3rd. And now it's charge. But Mishu is still looking solid. Still has a hefty army with 3 tanks and mass Immortal. Sorry, mass Marauder, the other one. That's a lot of Marauders. Without something like Storm, it's going to be difficult here for Nanian to engage. I mean, Zealots, they can trade well, especially if they get a surround. The Observer is on top of the army. Nanian, he's waiting to pounce. But even if he does catch his army on siege, I don't know if he can take the fight. He's going for a 3rd. Oh, no. He cannot collapse on the army. Decent force field, slow him down. Nanian, he picks up a couple of units, but Mishu is almost max. He's almost at 200 supply. And Storm isn't ready. Another High Templar. No. One High Templar falls. And Colossus falls as well. Vikings, they land on the army. And Mishu, he snowballs out of control. He breaks on through. Stimming on in. GG gets called. And Mishu, he will take the game. And I believe he should be securing the series as well. For Armaty. GG. GG, well played. Mishu, he will take down Nanian. Again, it was a good effort there by Nanian to try to defend that goal base, to try to engage out on the map, but he was punished for it. He was shut down, wasn't quite able to. Alas, he was caught out and he lost those 2 Colossus. You recall, it was that fight outside of the goal base where he lost everything. That was the moment that Mishu did secure himself, that he did gain momentum, and he never really let go from there. Did overwhelm. GG. GG, well played. What I will say, though, even though Armaty do take the win, I believe, we will still play out that final game. You know, it's one of those things where even though they take the win, we will still play every single series here in this best of 7. So we still have 1 match left between Creafy and Snoxtar. Here we go. So we still have that one final match remaining in this best of 7. A little bit less on the line here, as Armaty will already take the win, but you know, there's still a little pride on the table between these 2 players, and we get to embrace a very visually fun map, Inferno Pools. Oh boy, let's go. Here we go. This was in the map pool back in the final season of Heart of the Swarm. It's been 2015. It's been a long time. It's been a very, very long time, but here we go. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Inferno Pools, we have the Polish Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Aftermath Esports, alongside his team, alongside Burzowi. It is Snoxtar. Setting up, there we go, and spawning in the top right hand corner we have the Red Terran player for Team Armaty. It is Creafy. Now, if I remember correctly, Inferno Pools was one of the most vetoed maps in the map pool. There is an island, true. I mean, when was the last time we had island bases? It's been many years since the last island bases, but we do have one here in the center of the map. Likewise, I believe this was this a 4-player spawn map? To double check. Yeah, it was a 4-player map. Again, it's been so long since the last 4-player map in the map pool. We see them more often in SC Evo, but we don't see them anymore in StarCraft 2. I think the last 3-player spawn map was Catalina, I think, or Cactus Valley. So it's been a while. Been a while since the last 3-player map. I think the last 4-player map was it. I don't think Obsidian was a full player map. What, like Darkness Sanctuary or something like that? This was like back in like what, 2017 or something. It's been a while. So basically, neither player knows where the spawn is. You can see Creafy SCV scouting towards the left. You can see the Overlord scout towards the left as well, and the Overlord towards the north. Snoxtar will confirm. He does get eyes on the base location. Creafy does not see the Overlord, so Snoxtar knows. Creafy does not. So the Terran player, he's still looking for the location of Snoxtar. Snoxtar did go for an early gas, so it was gas pool into hatchery. This means fast link speed, and the links are moving out. Here we go. Links are moving out. Oh, but thank you for the partner anniversary. Thank you. Do appreciate it. And see Snoxtar skirting around the edge, trying to avoid any kind of scouts. Do you see the CC on the high ground for Creafy just in case? And he does confirm. Reaper does confirm location of Snoxtar, does get eyes on the gas. Should be aware. Does see how late the expansion is. Now he's setting up. He's setting up back at home. Thankfully, Snoxtar did not expand on the low ground. Otherwise, he would be delayed. Could even be cancelled. As Snoxtar, he does commit in. Pokes up the ramp, there is a Marine in position, and Creafy holds. Creafy does hold. Now, with link speed finishing up, this Reaper is going to be under threat. So, the Terran player has to be very careful with his Reaper. Ooh, as Snoxtar is going for the gold. I mean, true. There is a potential gold base to take as a third here on the left-hand side. Jesus, what isn't there? There's Onagas, island bases, gold bases, 4-player map. It's got everything. It's also got an exposed third. I mean, Jesus, look how wide these ramps are. Ay. Especially this base here, you can lay siege from the high ground as well. Taking a third feels very difficult, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, the third base is even quite far away from the natural, so trying to defend an all-in that decides to hit the natural instead of the third, or vice versa, looks so difficult. I mean, there's a reason why this map was heavily vetoed. Heavily. As the Reaper does get caught. Here we go. Until then, we are settling in. Do have a Roach Warren follow-up here by Snoxtar, so he's not going into Ling Bane, he's going into Roach play instead. I mean, that does make sense. Snoxtar, he is more of a Roach player. And we could see a bit of a longer one here. I mean, I'll be honest, we haven't seen much macro, we haven't seen much like 3-base versus 3-base or 4-base play in this team league. It's been much more aggressive, much more assertive. Hellions are moving out. harass. And even though Roaches can hold their own against Hellions, this gold base is very exposed. And Creafy can't take advantage of that. He's looking for the expansion, looking for the third. The Hellions are spotted by the Overlord. Snoxtar does pull the trigger. The wall is open. The wall is open. Does get on top of the command center. Oh, the cancel! Does force a cancel. Massive pickup. Third base is delayed. Behind this was, I mean, it was going to be a 1-1-1 into a third TC. Creafy's going to be slowed down. Snoxtar so far getting away with his gold. I believe the Terran has yet to scout, has yet to confirm, doesn't know the gold base is mining. Otherwise, he should be in the face of Snoxtar. Creafy should be in his face, but he isn't. Doesn't know. Now moving out once again. Creep is spreading. Snoxtar is getting ready for his own Roach aggression. Bios on the way for the Terran, just now getting into Stim. And how many Banshees were made? Just the one. One Banshee, no cloak. Staying back at home. Roaches move out. Hellions do spot the move out. Creafy turns back around, racing back home. I mean, the Banshee will help, but it's just the one Banshee. Tank is still on the way. Snoxtar, what's interesting is that he's droning behind this. He is droning up. So he doesn't really intend to kill Creafy with this. Gets an SCV. Trades against the Marines, trades against the Hellions. Creafy, I mean, he doesn't have to engage with the Hellions either. Ooh, getting more SCVs though. The tank a little bit too far behind. Getting 4 SCVs. Collapsing on the Hellions as well, from behind. You can actually knock down that front door. Uh-oh. Hellions are cleaned up. Gets every single one. From here, Snoxtar, he backs the hell off. Races back. And throughout all this, he's been saturating his bases, getting up to 58 workers. Can now throw down a fourth. There it is. Fourth is on the way. And now taking into Roach Hydra. And again, Snoxtar, he got enough damage. He was able to pick off some workers. He reset the Hellion counts. Scan reveals the gold. Finally, the Terran player is aware. But he's still stuck on 2 bases. I mean, the Banshee does have 6 Roach kills. True. It's okay. Now 7 Roach kills. For a moment, I thought this was an SCV, and Creafy was going for a ninja base. I mean, clearly Snoxtar, he's afraid of that, so he's looking for ninja bases. He's like, mate, are you really only on 2 bases? Technically, Creafy, he could take the island base. True. He could float over. It would be safe. Meanwhile, Snoxtar just taking more expansions. Setting up more bases and securing himself. Snoxtar, I mean, as he's getting up to a maxed out army. Creafy, playing from behind, has been stumbling his way into the mid game, just now taking his 3rd, as Snoxtar is getting a 5th. Hive is on the way. And from here, Snoxtar can just go into Lurker Tech, he can go into Ultras. Based on the range upgrades, I would assume Lurkers. I would assume like Hydra Lurker Viper is the composition of choice for the Zerg. Snoxtar, he does have an inefficient army with all these Roaches, but he's ready to go for a run by to throw them away. Doesn't need them when he maxes out. And he's getting there. At the same time, there's a Changeling with the main army, so Snoxtar, he's aware of any kind of move out. He's getting ready. There we go, Roaches, they're going for the counterattack. Hydras, they engage with the main army. Roaches, they get in, and the wall is open. Marines are going down, tank as well. Hydras, they're gonna have a rough trade against the Bio, especially into this tank. Still not the best trade with the Hydras, but the Roaches, they pop off. As the Hydras, they melt. The Hydras, they cannot hold their own, so that was an efficient fight for Creafy. but the Roaches are making up for it. The Roaches, they bust into the natural, they take down the Armory, they're denying +2 attack. Denying +2 armor. Yeah, they snipe both expansions, so both bases. Both E-bays, what I meant to say. And Snoxtar, he can afford those losses. Can afford it. For the most part. I mean, losing the Hydras was brutal, true. It was less than ideal. Creafy could try to counterattack, and I feel like he has to go for an all-in. Especially because he lost the E-base. He lost the upgrades. I mean, he's just going to fall further behind. It's one of two things. Either we commit to an all-in, or we turtle. We turtle and take the island base, take a fourth, and try to max out and just defend. But this map is so wide open, like, how do you pull that off? You don't. So Creafy's pushing. Changelings do have eyes on this. Oh, the Vipers are set up. No lurkers, just Hydra Viper. And here come the Blinding Clouds. Oh my god. Yeah, the Blinding Clouds are brutal. Tank yoinked into the Blinding Cloud as well. The Vipers are getting picked off, but it's still a more efficient trade here for the Zerg. Takes down every single tank. We'll save one Viper. Oh my god. And everything falls. MD Medivacs make it out. Not like this. There's nothing to defend the third. And Snoxtar, he has done it. He has broken the main army. Pushing towards the third base with mass Hydra. Again, not the most efficient army, but it works. They shoot up, they shoot down. GG gets called, and Snoxtar will take the game and will fight back for his team for Burzovi. GG. GG. GG, well played, and just like that, we do, in a way, we did kind of force the ace match in a way. It did end with a 4-3 scoreline. The previous series did actually go all the way to the ace match. It came down to that final game. This one less so, but all the games were still played out regardless, and it is great to see that it did still go the distance. It was still quite neck and neck between both teams, between Armaty and Burzovi, and GG, well played. GG, well played. We can switch our scenes over and have a look at the scoreline, have a look at the road to victory here for Armaty, who I want to say were the underdogs coming into this. I'll be honest, looking at the lineups for the teams, remember, it was the previous team that we casted, where Art was the captain, which had Art and Papi. And I do rate them both very highly. They both played their main races. I do rate them very, very high, compared to Burzovi, who have Krystianer and Geralt, who are off racing. So I would say their strongest player is Snoxtar, to be honest, for Burzovi. Snoxtar is the strongest player. So again, I had high hopes for Papi and Art, but last they could not carry their team. Instead, it was the underdogs coming in. It was Armaty. I mean, they were the #1 seed, but who are their ace players? Rodzyn and Miszu. Rodzyn and Miszu even. Rodzyn and Miszu, and again, compared to some of these other bigger names in Poland, I mean, they're not amongst them, right? They're not amongst your Krystianer, your Geralt, your Art, your Papis. They are, you know, considered to be a tier below, but here in this format, they thrive. They did thrive in this format with all these best of ones, with these best of twos as well. They were able to pop off and come out on top. You could argue that maybe we could have seen a different result if Geralt had competed. As a reminder, there was a walkover, right? Geralt did give a walkover over Kosit, and I don't know how that would have played out. If it was Geralt playing his main race, I would have favored him, but he was off racing as Terran. I don't know how to place his Terran. I'll be honest, I don't know how to place it, so it would have been a close one. Maybe Kosit wins anyway, right? Maybe he wins anyway, maybe he doesn't, and then maybe there's a world where Burzovi win instead. Hard to say. It is hard to say. Regardless, GG, well played. Congratulations to the Armaty team. They do come out on top, and they will be the Infolet League #2 champions. Congratulations. Congratulations, baby. Congratulations. Again, this was just a fun team league during the offseason. They've been playing out the group stage and the playoffs throughout the entire month. There was like a drafting process, and again, they even forced some of the bigger names to off race as well, like Krystianer and Geralt. So just having a lot of fun. Just having a lot of fun. Shout out to Aristory for organizing and casting the event in Polish. Shout out to Kashim for adminning, organizing the players, and making sure everything gets played out. Shout out to Infolet, who is, or Infolet, they are, I believe, a Polish company, and they have been sponsoring monthly tournaments, very fun monthly events, the Infolet Monthly. We've casted them from time to time. And they even supported this fun team league as well. So yeah, much love to Infolet. They do often support StarCraft in Poland. So much love. Otherwise, hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all did enjoy yourselves. It was, again, a very unorthodox cast here tonight. Just a little bit of fun here with the Team League. I also did appreciate the theme for the first semifinals with the train stations. It was beautiful. Oh my god, it was amazing. For those who don't know, every map in the semifinals was a station of some kind. You know, Habitation Station, Dasan Station, King Sejon Station, all the stations, man. It was beautiful, beautiful. Vani Research Station, and also Infestation. It's beautiful. It was peak StarCraft. Peak memory, peak memory. Here, less so. There was less of a theme when it came to the maps. At least less of a theme that I saw. Regardless, GG, well played. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. With that, that is going to be our broadcast done for the evening. We are done for the day. Tomorrow, we're going to be live once again with some more StarCraft. Tomorrow is going to be the final StarCraft Evolution League of the season. If you're curious, it's ending tomorrow. Yes, it is ending tomorrow, the final StarCraft Evolution League, before the full championship. There's a big StarCraft Evolution tournament that's going to be occurring over the next month of play, with a group stage, with a playoff stage, with qualifiers and everything. We will be casting it ourselves as well via replays, so it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a very intense time, the month of November. A lot of casting, a lot of StarCraft, and tomorrow is the final StarCraft Evolution League to get points to be invited into the main event. So it is going to be the final Evolution League, I think, of the year, I do believe. Also, the day after tomorrow on Sunday, we have Sparkling Tuna Cup into all the other open cups, like Wardy TV Monday, Pigosaur Monday, or Pigosaur Cup, Alima League as well, the Podcast, and everything else. So plenty of content over the next week. We will also be casting Firegrow Cup. Firegrow Cup is going to be the weekend of the 16th, so 2 weeks from now. Or I guess next week. True. Yeah. So next week is we're going to be casting Firegrow Cup. That is a tournament organized by Mindo VK, and also the week of the 20th of November, 20th moving forward, is when the fall championship of SCL does begin. So we're going to be casting that as well. Sorry, that's going to be from the 19th moving forward of November. So plenty of SEL, plenty of casting, plenty of StarCraft. Again, it's going to be a busy month for us here in November. December is going to slow down, intentionally so. For the holidays, we are making sure we leave a couple of days free for, like, you know, Boxing Day and Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So we are going to be slowing things down. And we usually do have a break with our tournaments. We usually take January off for at least our organized events. So Sea Duckling Open, Master Swan Open, Sparkling Tuna Cup, Tenacious Turtle Tussle, all of that is going to be put on hold during the month of January, so everyone can kind of enjoy some time off and enjoy the holidays, and we can catch up on stuff as well. I'm still undecided. I mean, we have to decide soon. I'm still undecided as to what we do at the end of the year. In years past, we have had Duckling Showdowns, which is like a show match series. Is a lot of work to organize players and can be quite expensive, but yeah, we could try and do something. Could try and do something special for the end of the year. I feel like now is the time for us to plan something like that out. We'll think about it. We'll think about it. But outside of that, thank you so much. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. We'll find someone to send everyone over to who is streaming at the moment, who is live. Let us check and find out. Who's live? There's Coco. Coco's live. Oh, Battle Aces. The beta's live at the moment. True. Battle Aces is a thing. Trigger's playing Battle Aces. Rotterdam's playing Battle Aces. I mean, I guess I could play some Battle Aces. I don't know. I might just wait for it to release. I have no rush to get into Battle Aces, so I'm content just waiting for its release before dipping my toes into some Battle Aces. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. Who else is live? Ryung is live. Oh, Mishu. Mishu is live at the moment. He's off racing as Protoss. Who else? I don't recognize too many other people. Don't recognize too many. But otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow for some StarCraft Evolution. You can follow us on all the social medias as well. got you. There we go. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All things CranKy Ducklings. We do stream on a daily basis here on Twitch and on YouTube. We're live on both platforms, both on Twitch and YouTube. Likewise, you can also support us via Patreon if you wish. Our Patreon does fund all of our tournaments, so you can support us there if you want to help us grow our events and boost the prize pool and just increase our events overall. So if you want to, you can do so via Patreon. Otherwise, we'll see you guys tomorrow for SEL. I'll also be streaming on my personal channel, light_VIP. I've been really busy editing VODs and like getting the Armaty League VODs ready. So I haven't been able to. I was meant to stream today. I wasn't able to today. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow if I do finish everything up. There's just a lot of like rendering of VODs and uploading of VODs. Like it's slow going. So I do apologize for that, but that's why I haven't been streaming, because my PC has been busy literally just rendering VODs non-stop. Just the PC has just been going ham rendering VODs, so I do apologize, but eventually I'll catch up and then I can stream again, Otherwise, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego.